Joining me now for more, Deputy Communications Director for the Trump campaign, Caroline Sunshine. Caroline, great to see you this morning. So what do you make of the excuses from the Harris campaign on why she hasn't sat down for an interview?
Well, what do you think? You think she was off the campaign trail because she was maybe home plagiarizing another one of President Trump's policies? Maybe. I knew President Trump's policies were popular with everybody. I just didn't realize they were so popular with Kamala Harris. Of course, I'm referring to President Trump's no tax on tips policy, which he announced 2 months ago on June 9th. And of course, 2 months later, Kamala Harris on August 10th announcing no tax on tips, another position that she has flip-flopped and faked on, plagiarizing President Trump all the way on this. Of course, we know actually it's the exact opposite. Kamala Harris's real policy is more tax on tips, as you saw the IRS under the Biden-Harris administration just this last year ago institute. But there's something bigger going on here with the liberal mainstream media, the cover that they're running for Kamala Harris. As you mentioned, 24 days. She has not sat down for a single interview. She has not held a press conference. We know the answer. We know that without a teleprompter, the real Kamala Harris is going to be revealed. And the liberal mainstream media know this too. We have to remember this is their chosen candidate, just like they chose Hillary Clinton. They're in on this the same way that they were complicit in covering up Joe Biden's cognitive decline. They too know the real reason why Kamala Harris won't sit down. They don't want her to sit down either, because they know that when the truth of Kamala Harris is revealed, she's going to continue to sink in the polls, just like she did all the way back in 2020 when she couldn't crack 2% in her own party's primary. So I think as much as there's an act going on here, you see that question on CNN, sure, but the liberal mainstream media is completely complicit in this, because if they wanted to force Kamala Harris to sit down for a tough interview, a press conference, any of the above, as you mentioned, President Trump has done all of the above in the last week, they would. But we know the real reason they don't want her to.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put her in the White House. You look at the cover of Time magazine this month. She's on the cover of it. It's a drawing, a sketch right there, because she wouldn't sit for a photo. She wouldn't even give Time magazine a 10-minute requested interview for the article that's written about her. And then you look at Vogue. This is also the August edition of Vogue. Jill Biden, of course, this was written and this photograph was taken in July before he dropped out. It says, "We will decide our future." They're doing anything they can to prop up whoever they believe is on the Democratic side. It was Joe Biden and Joe. Now it's Kamala. What do you make of this?
Well, exactly. We know this, right? We know that when you run as the anti-establishment candidate for president, which is what Donald J. Trump has done ever since he came down on the escalator in 2015, the obvious anti-establishment candidate in this race now, we know that when you run as the anti-establishment candidate, you are never just running against the Democrat nominee. You are always running against the liberal mainstream media and the whole swamp apparatus that steps in and has their chosen candidate that they lobby for, that they put out fake polls for, that they run cover for, that they whitewash records for. This is nothing new. And this is actually where President Trump is at his best, because it goes to the issue of trust. President Trump said this a couple of weeks ago on stage in Pennsylvania. He said this election is between fake, 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 fight, fight, fight. You have a fake news media. You have a very fake candidate in Kamala Harris. But it goes to the issue of trust. The American people don't trust Kamala Harris. They also haven't trusted the liberal mainstream media in a long time in this country, because they've betrayed their trust, just like Kamala Harris has betrayed this country with every single one of her flip-flopping policy positions. So it goes to trust. The American people trust President Trump on the issues most important to them, but they also trust him because he's authentic, and he always has been, unlike fake Kamala Harris.